Alright, so I just hit broadcast, and it looks like public view is getting something different than I would expect. So let me see. Doing some test action, son. Oh, snap! Looks like I'm live now. Alright. So, I'm the only one here. That's cool, that's cool. Just doing a test. Alright. Testing the live stream capabilities. Testing. I'm looking at the chat. If anyone jumps in, you can chat me, and I will see it. I am going to test my live stream capabilities for a few reasons, and I'll get to talking about those here in a second. Wish I could see some... if I can see who's watching it now. Okay. Whoa, I don't want to hear myself now. That's never going to be good for double stream action. Alright. So right now I am by myself. This is 5th Dread. I know that this video will go as a public video probably after I'm done streaming this. So let's get to the point while no one is watching, and if people jump in, then I'll just talk about it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm testing my live stream to be able to see if I can get it working for the purposes of maybe doing some setup kind of stuff with Hyperspin, maybe talking about different things, you know, live. Maybe take questions live on how to set things up, and then show people how to set it up live. I think that'll be kind of a fun thing to do with the community, since I'm always getting questions on how to set up this, how to set up this, and I figure what I'll do is I'll pull from what I have already, and then what I'll do is I'll you know, show you how I have it set up, and then how you might want to have it set up, and then it'll be kind of cool. So let's see, it looks like because I am testing the stream, it might not be perfect, so that is fine. I am doing what I can to make it as good as I can. Right now I'm streaming at 1080p, which for me it's kind of skippy when I watch it at 1080p, so I have to set it to lower. Let's see, I'm watching it in like 2 different places, so let me just correct that. Alright. But it looks like I'm having some bitrate problems. These are all things that I'm going to fix. This is a learning experience. So, it looks like I have subscribers coming in and out, and that's cool. I mean, I'm not really talking about anything. This is a test. I'm open for questions. It looks like I have a too low of a bitrate, which is not good, and there's nothing really I can do about that. I can... it looks like I'm dropping frames because of high movement. What happens is the encoder, whenever you have movement, it has to send more like really heavy changes. The way the encoding works, the more movement, the more bit rate it uses, and the more frames you drop, the less movement, the less it has to send, because it works in keyframes or whatever every 2 seconds. It'll update the keyframes, blah blah blah. So we're good right now. I'll probably stream my next one at 720p, but I wanted to have clarity just in case I did some stuff like this. So, like this. Alright, it's not working. Probably closed out the tab I had doing it. Let me do another one. Let me just pull this out. So, if I'm going to be showing you stuff, I'm going to do probably a desktop capture, but say I don't, say I just do a browser window, I should be able to on the fly just grab something like this, and on the fly be able to manipulate this like up into the corner, make it a little bigger, and what I'll do is move me some a little bit more here, and I can start browsing stuff. Like I can be like Hyperspin and now I'm at Hyperspin. So for example, somebody will be like, hey, how do you do this? How do you install Hyperspin? So from there, I would go to downloads, and Hyperspin releases. I would go to Hyperspin, and it looks like install files, update pack. Oddly enough, it looks like this update pack updates the actual version that it installs here. So I guess this is for people that already have the install pack, contains the latest stuff. I don't know if it actually updates anything. This is where reading would have to come into play. Download, and then I would actually log in. Thank you for being logged in. Apparently my token is valid. I've had this problem before. I have to wait, I guess, a few minutes or whatever before I try again. Just because I wasn't logged in. Alright, there we go. So I'm downloading Hyperspin. I actually don't have Hyperspin on this computer, so I could legitimately set this up from scratch right now. You can't see what I'm doing. I clicked on that, so it's going to open in 7-zip. Because I'm not sharing my desktop, you're not going to see that pop up. I will. So what I'll probably do is, if I actually do end up streaming a Hyperspin setup, Hyper launch setup, Hyper HQ, if I ever stream that stuff, I'll probably have a complete desktop. I'll be sharing the full thing. That way you can see me going to start, going through the directories, and actually manipulating files and doing things. The reason I want to do this is a lot of people, I have a Hyperspin tutorial video which has helped a lot of people, but it only seems like, a month or so before I released that video, and then a new version came out that completely made my video null and void. And while my video does help with certain aspects of Hyperspin setup, because of the changes made in Hyperspin, it kind of messed up a lot of the way you configure it. For example, you used to use AHK files, which stands for auto hotkey. You used to use AHK files to configure your modules or whatever for each emulator. So you'd have a different one for PS2, PS1, and 64. Each one would have a certain set of parameters that would allow that emulator to launch on top of the Hyperspin front end, and make everything really seamless. It would launch it, it would make your game come up, and then it would close it. Using a more complicated AHK file, more tailored to that emulator, it would make the experience a lot more seamless, versus having a really standard AHK file, and then you would get things like mouse pointer on the screen, or it may not full screen properly, or you may have other kind of launch problems. So that's why I want to redo my tutorial, and I'll probably do it from scratch. I'll actually do a dedicated video that's not a live stream, and that'll be fine, but I know a lot of you guys have really specific questions, so what I figured I would do is one day on a weekend I would open myself up for questions. Sometimes I might be able to figure things out that you guys can't, and or you guys struggle with, and that's fine. But what I want to do is help yourselves. I want you to see what my workflow is, because when you ask me a question, I'm not going to know the answer right away either. I don't just have all the answers in my head, but I do have a workflow that's really efficient. I'll be able to go online and show you how I find things, how you can find things. That way you can help yourselves, just like I helped myself when I built my arcade cabinet. So it was really a simple process. Whenever I needed to find something, good old Google. I mean, I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence by saying, why didn't you Google it? But a lot of times it is as simple as just Googling the problem that you are having, and you will find the answers. So I wanted to be able to kind of express, you guys, I get a lot of stories and emails about, I struggled with setting this up. I've been working on this for days. Can you help me out? And I'll send them, what I can, but a lot of times I can't specifically fix your problem. I've been moving around a lot, so the stream is kind kind of losing frames, it looks like. It looks like my stream is losing frames. I don't know if it's actually working or not. Let me just close that out. Move this back over here. Okay. Looks like I lost a lot of frames there, but that's cool, that's cool. What I'll probably do is, oh no! Oh no, I'm losing frames. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to ramble some more. Okay. Alright, so I can see myself now. It looks like I'm live again. Comments unavailable? What the fuck? I don't know what the deal with that is. Okay, there we go. Looks like everything's working again. Alright. God, I'm freezing at like this horrible face I'm making. Alright. So what I want to tell you guys is, you know, a lot of you guys come to me and are like, hey, I need your help. So what I've actually done in the past, with a very few amount of people, is use TeamViewer, which is a remote access program, and get on their machines and help them configure their stuff. And I don't intend on doing that with you guys, but what I want to do is help you guys better understand the systems that you guys are trying to set up. So if you're trying to set up Daphne to emulate stuff, or if you're trying to set up, you know, other sort of emulators or whatever, I can help you guys get that set up. That's no problem. What I'll do is I'll set it up here live, and you guys can kind of see my workflow and what I'm doing to actually set that up. And that's fine. And then I'm also testing this live stream because I like to play video games, so I may or may not stream some video games over YouTube. I know there's a big controversy over Twitch right now. On Reddit, there's this big fight going on with Twitch. I'm a Twitch streamer. I Twitch as Fifth Dread, as you see me online as Fifth Dread. Wherever I go, you'll always know I'm Fifth Dread. I haven't seen anybody conflict with that ever since I started using that handle as Fifth Dread. So that's good. That means that oftentimes you'll see Fifth Dread will actually be me. FitDread.com, FitDread on all the stuff I do. So yeah, you'll see me as that. So if you want to watch me game, a lot of times I play League of Legends on Twitch. You'll see my League of Legends games on there. I also have my YouTube channel, which is FitDread Video. We did a lot of stuff in the past, which was us playing games, and by us, I mean my friends, me. We go on there and we would just have a good time playing video games or whatever. Oftentimes those aren't live streams. Sometimes they are. All my League of Legends stuff is. So that's my gaming channel, is FitDread Video. I'm not trying to make this one into a gaming channel. This one, a lot of my subscribers watch me before Hyperspin and my projects. So that's probably going to be my focus for now. This is where my audience is, though, so I don't know what I'll do with that. I got like 2,000 subscribers. A lot of them subscribe to me because of Hyperspin and the arcade cabinet projects. So, I mean, I want to, you know, continue to provide them with stuff they like. You know, do I want anything out of YouTube? Do I want stardom? It would be kind of cool to, you know, be on YouTube and show people stuff and, you know, be a YouTube kind of personality. I'm not really a personality, but, you know, I do like doing reviews. I feel like I have a positive and strong opinion on things that people can relate to and understand. You know, when I did my controller review on the PS4 controller, you know, I was really enthusiastic about it. People liked it. But I do like to talk about things. I like to ramble, if you didn't notice. So you might see me do more content in the future about different things like this. You know, at least do it for myself, because I enjoy making videos. I enjoy talking about stuff. You know, the Vita, I can talk about that right now if I wanted to. I could talk about anything. So I was hoping that somebody would come in here with a question or something like that, and then we could have like a demo going on of like hey, you got a question, I got an answer, you know. But I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, this is kind of like one of those time zone difference things where I have, like right now it's 6:14 p.m., where most of my viewers are probably asleep or going to sleep. East Coast, West Coast, just the hours being different, it kind of sucks. But you know, hopefully I can schedule a live stream for the weekend and have you know, people come in. Maybe we can talk about stuff, nerd out over things. Maybe I could get some stuff from you guys and show everybody, like arcade cabinet pictures and stuff, because I love looking at that stuff, man. I get pictures of arcade cabinets. You know, I could even do like arcade cabinet reviews. That'd be kind of fun. Like, let's just Google image arcade cabinets real quick here. Let me just open up my browser here. Can I get like one of the browsers to work, please? Hold on, I have the freaking tab open. Browser. Oh! Alright, I'm looking at pictures now, like... Alright. So, this is fun, we can do this for a little bit. So, let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't know what will happen if I do that, though. Okay. Let me do this here. Let me move me to over here so you can kind of see my beautiful face. Alright. Let me move some stuff around a bit so I can get this set up so we can have a party. Alright, so let's look at some arcade cabinets here first off. Alright, look at this guy, alright. It's pretty good arcade. This is a full cab. Coin slots, guns, lots of buttons. So my opinion on this guy, it's a good cabinet, but it's really intense. There's a lot going on. I can tell the build quality is nice. I mean, look at it. I mean, the wood paneling is nice. You can see hinges here on the control panel, so you can see how it opens. I'm kind of curious how that opens, actually, because you have this red... You can't see my mouse, which is unfortunate. I wonder if I can add this capability. Use point filtering, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't know. Alright, so let's talk about arcade cabinets. I need to test this streaming capability here, so... just edit the scene and make this bigger so you can see. I'll just put me in this crack here. So, alright, so we're looking at this arcade here. Let me see. Looks good. Alright, so we can just left and right through these. This one, it's really big, and it's CRT, so I'm going to tell you right now, I like CRT cabs, but I don't, because I feel like they're really heavy, really big. They're really good if you can get it configured. Like if you have an old CRT monitor and you can configure the refresh rate to match your games and resolutions, I think that's a really cool capability. For me, though, I have a preference toward LCD just because of convenience, lightweightness. You know, there's the CRT. You can't beat the refresh. You can't beat the refresh rates. You can't beat, you know, the actual resolutions. You can't beat the response time, which is the biggest thing for me for CRTs, because I remember when I was going from a CRT television playing Guitar Hero, and I'd be playing Guitar Hero. I love Guitar Hero. It was fun at the time. I was playing it like crazy, and the latency from switching from the CRT, which was no latency whatsoever, to going to a LCD screen, an HD TV, that introduced that latency. Oh man, it just killed my gameplay. I can no longer play any kind of rhythm game, Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Hero, and I know that they added the latency things, but even with that, it just felt dirty, not the same. Alright, so let's move on to the next cabinet. So this one's pretty nice. I love that it has two layers to it. You can see, oh, you can see my mouse now? Oh yeah! Alright, I love how it has this layer, and then it kind of has this secondary layer. I love that. I like this T-molding, and I really like this metal piece for the utility. You know, it's going to protect it from kicking. and stuff like that. So that's really nice to have. This cabinet is really great. You have speakers, looks like very powerful speakers. You got a CRT screen, which is perfectly fine, and you got plenty of room for 2 players, and it has plenty of options. You got a spinner, one of these ball rollers. The joystick looks nice. You got a 7-button configuration. It could be 8-button, which would be kind of cool too, but you know, whatever. It looks like you have all kinds of buttons, so I mean, it's pretty nice. I really like this cabinet. It looks like it has a light-up marquee, which is pretty nice, and the T-molding is nice. The wood, it looks professionally done. Paint job or whatever this is, vinyl, it's really clean. So this is, and also you have looks like a working coin slot. So that's like the dream right there. That's a good arcade cabinet. It's not modern, but it's classic and it is functional. It looks really great. This one has a good color scheme, but I gotta say it's really plain. You know, you don't really have too much personality in it. The top of the control panel I really like. It looks like they have a layer of plexiglass. Otherwise, that's just a really shiny. I mean, it could be a really high gloss sticker. It almost looks like a plexiglass layer. I can't tell. Probably not now that I look at it. But it's really boxy and plain. It could be a lot better. I'm not saying it's not well done, but it's not my personal preference. Also, the bezel around the screen is really big. The arcade itself is really big for the size of the CRT in it. So it might even be an LCD screen based on the aspect ratio. So to me, I just think it's a really big cab for the amount of screen you have. To me, I would, and also the layout on the control panel, I just don't like it. I feel like it's really close in the center there, and I mean, while you have a lot of room, I just feel like you could kind of spread them apart a little bit. I know you can't really see me because I'm kind of over here leaning around, but let's go to the next one. So this is a really awesome setup, and I've seen these where you have it's for fighting games. Really expensive setup, you can tell. I mean, you got 2 Sony televisions. You got Virtual Fighter 5. It looks like it may even be console. No, you have a mouse there, so it's definitely it definitely has a computer inside. I don't know if it does. You know what I bet it does? It's probably one computer set up with like an iPac 2 set up to these joysticks or whatever mapped out, and then you got the video card outputting the same thing to both TVs. So you'll have 2 players playing fighting games, and they'll see the same thing. In fighting games, you don't really have your own perspective, so it'll work really well, and then you could fight each other and have like this huge... you know, this would be ideal for like a really big room or something where you had spectators, because you could have like people on both sides watching the fight, you know, and then it's just really cool. It looks like even there's speakers built into the base there, like below the TV, so that's really awesome cabinet. Really expensive and it'd take up a lot of room, and it even looks like they have a modular kind of design there. In the background you can see that they have the control panel tops that come off, so that's kind of cool, and it looks like it's a hinge, so they probably have a keyboard or something, so they flip that up and there's a keyboard in there, or maybe even controllers. I don't know. That's a really nice arcade design, so I like that. This design, I've seen this pretty recently. Somebody built one like this, and it's really nice, but you gotta understand like how much you're getting out of this. You're getting a really cool, authentic looking arcade cabinet with a unique style. I mean, look at it. It looks like a classic NES Nintendo Entertainment System controller. You know, you have the 2 buttons, A, B, you have start, select, and then your 4-way, 8-way joystick. That's a really awesome, and it looks like a light-up marquee. So that it's a really stylish design. It's not too big, a little big, if you ask me, but the size of it kind of gives you a lot of room to move around, so that's kind of nice. I kind of want to shrink myself. I'm a little big right here. You know what I could do is just kind of... I wonder if I can... Yeah, that'll be kind of sweet, actually, if I do that. Let me just switch spots with this. this over here. Put me over here so I don't look so weird. So that'll work. Yeah, that'll be really nice. Okay, so yeah, the thing is you're only getting so much out of this arcade because you have limited buttons. You can't really play much besides NES games, and NES games themselves weren't really designed for arcade controls. So what you're getting is a arcade experience on an NES, and that's fine, but it's not ideal. So you have some really intense NES games like, let's talk about some of the more intense being Mega Man. So the Mega Man series is all about really fast movement and precision, jumping, and things like that. Are you going to get that level of control with the joystick and buttons? Maybe. But personally, I would rather have a D-pad and 2 buttons here in one hand. Being able to hold that and manipulate the character that way, I feel like I would have more quick movement and precision than I would with a joystick and button combo for the arcade sticks. Even fighting games, I have difficulty being really pro at it. But then again, you see in tournaments, it can happen. You have the responsiveness and control with arcade controls. It's just I'm incapable. So let's move on to the next one. This is an X arcade. So the thing about X arcades is they're kind of like the pre-built solution. So you can see the control panel there is the X arcade control panel, and it's not my ideal setup. A lot of people buy them because they're convenient, right? You buy them, it's a complete package, has the buttons, joysticks laid out, and the trackball. So it's really nice package. However, the value you're getting out of it, you could probably build your own. I don't know if the price is cheaper if you buy it pre-built, but for me, I would buy the iPac 2 from, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Ultimark Arcade. I would buy the iPac 2 and their push buttons over this solution. I do see it a lot, and it's perfectly fine, but personally, if you're going to build an arcade cabinet, you might as well build your own control panel. It's not that much more work, but you know, to each his own. If you want to use that solution, it is an easier solution than wiring up a control panel. But if you are afraid of wiring a control panel because you are intimidated by it, let me reassure you, it isn't that much harder. It isn't hard to wire up. The most difficult thing for me was the measuring of the holes, drilling of the holes. But after that, you put the buttons in, and then you wire everything together. It's really easy. You know, but I did make a mistake drilling the holes on my cab, and that's fine. So here's another machine we're going to talk about. It's you can see it has an LCD screen. It's a full cab, 2 players, plenty of. Looks like it has plenty of room. The bezel is really big, which I'm not really a fan of, but it is what it is. You can only do so much. It looks like this one is before any kind of design work. It's a blue and black, so you could really do some good stuff with the marquee and artwork with vinyl. So there's a lot to be done here, I feel, but what there is really well done. The color scheming is nice. I can see their joysticks, so this is a thing that is kind of funny. The joysticks are the metal part of the stick, the silver part. You can't see my cabinet behind me, but you have basically the silver stick part, and then the fucking, excuse my language, but I'm just gonna look up arcade stick real quick and show you on images. Arcade stick. God, all these are like the pre-builts. Arcade stick. Let's do 4-way stick or something. Way arcade stick, joystick. Let's do that. Okay. You see this picture? You see this silver part? Now, let me restart that music so it's not so boring. But hold on. Where the heck is that thing I just had up? Okay. You see this guy's sticks? There's no silver part because what happens is whenever you put in the joystick, it actually mounts, you screw on the other side of your wood. So here's your wood, and it's probably 5/8 inch thick. When you put the joystick in like this, you screw in the 4 spots, you actually have this thick 5/8 inch gap that your stick goes through, right? And sometimes that gap is really thick. And when it's thick, the thicker it is, the less of that silver you're going to see that when it sticks out. So this guy has none because it literally is so thick that you can't see it. And you can buy the joystick extensions, which will let it come out a little bit more, but it doesn't look like it actually happened here. He didn't do that, and I didn't do it for mine either. It was kind of one of those things I was on the fence about, but it actually ended up being fine. But for my next cabinet, I'm going to either use a table router to cut holes to make it less deep, or I am going to buy those extensions. I think the best option is to make it less deep, but the easier option is to buy the extension. So let's see what else we got. Oh, this is cute. What a cardboard iPad. Okay, let's go to the next one. That's not legit. All right, so this is a nice. It's cute, but it's really fat. So look at how much base you have, right? Hey, it's a huge amount of base, and this looks like it looks CRT. I can't tell if it's rounded. But for the amount of arcade you have here, it's really big. It really is. For me, I'm all about building. I want to build more modern cabinets that make sense in today's world, right? So my bar top isn't really big as far as depth goes because there's no reason for it. It has an LCD screen. The computer's back there. Yet I maintain how thick it is. Even still, so I'll show you pictures of mine in a little bit, maybe. You already know what it looks like. So this guy is a really crazy build. I mean, wow, like, look at this guy. Like, retro, yeah, it's wood. Personally, I'm not a fan. I think it's ugly. You got a coin slot here. Where does it even go? Where does the money go? Is it just there for looks? Is it a button? What does it do? Is there a coin drawer? I don't know. Now, I like how they have this on the bezel. I do like whenever you have bezels with, like, cool display art. The control panel art looks like it matches up really well. It has a huge... This could be a sub or a speaker, but that's the only one. I don't see any speaker placement here, but I can't tell. This is, like, a really stock marquee. So, overall, I'm not a fan. It's super wide, which is awesome for having 2 people play, but I'm not a fan of the overall experience. This is a really big... It looks like these are kind of like a stock build that you can buy somewhere because the wood... This matches one of the ones we just looked at, so I'm going to move on. Okay, clearly this one... It looks like their heart was in the right place, but there's a lot of problems. First off, what is this? I don't know. Second off, it looks like they could have done a little bit better on the woodwork. I'm not going to bash anybody. I'm not... but I am going to compliment good work. The control panel itself looks good. It looks like, you know, you have a CRT, and then you have this plexiglass layer over it. They don't really do anything to hide the fact that it's a TV looking, and it's a little small for how much arcade you have here. So let's move on. This one, oh man, right off the gate, you get a really powerful feeling with this one. It's really impressive, right? It looks like you have a really awesome high quality vinyl sticker here. It's a CRT, so you know that's really awesome. If you do it right, CRTs are really amazing. You have a backlit marquee. The build of it is really clean. It has looks like a fully functional coin drawer. Plenty of room for 2 players. You didn't try to squeeze any crazy stuff in there. Looks like you only have 4 buttons a player, and that's fine. I don't know what the default Neo Geo setup is, but you know, it's really nice though. I think it's a really awesome arcade cabinet. It's really big, but it's a high quality cabinet. But it's really nice nonetheless. Let's move on. All right, this guy looks like he's using some kind of plyboard, low quality wood, but it gets the job done. He's got, he doesn't have Hyperspin. This guy, I don't know what he has. I don't know what this guy's using. The control panel, everything's like Kind of like you wanted the arcade experience, but you kind of just threw some wood together that you had. It's not bad, but like, where's this going? I don't know. You know, I don't, is it going somewhere? I don't know. And the computer components, I'm not even going to talk about that. It looks like they see, one thing a lot of people say is do not make your arcade cabinet playable until it's done, or you'll never finish it. And that's kind of what this guy did, right? He got it playable, and then it said screw it, and now it's never going to progress further than this. So that's funny. All right, so this guy, okay, I'm not a fan, and it's not bad. I'm not a fan of the really angled screens like this. I'm just not, you know, I understand it had a time and place where it was like practical or something. Not for me. I just feel like it's not very nice looking. I don't know. I just can't deal with it, I guess. I'm just not a fan. The button layout, honestly, the players, I don't know if they're close together. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy. But 2 players, the button layouts, the colors, I mean, what is that? I don't know. It's really messy. The speakers, that I'm sure it has a lot of speaker power. Those are pretty large speakers. Looks like a backlit marquee, but the clarity of it isn't that sharp. So, and it has a coin drawer, old-fashioned, but it looks like it works. So I'm not going to dog on them, but this one, okay. I like it. I do. It's clean. 2 players, a little thin for 2 players like mine is. It's probably better suited for 2 players than mine is, because mine's a bar top. You can see it in the background, actually. So this one's actually a little bit wider, so it's nice. It's full. It's not as deep, so I really appreciate that. The marquee's not huge. It's got a nice curved design. You have an LCD screen I can appreciate. Personally, though, it looks like, yeah, it's a computer, so you can see a DVD-ROM, which if you wanted to have dual use out of this, maybe you wanted to have it as a media player as well. That's kind of cool, but is it necessary? I don't think so. It's a cool thing to have. Maybe they have functionality with that. Maybe they have it so they have burned like ISOs for some of the classic games, like or PlayStation 1 or whatever. They can put it in there and actually launch the ISO. That's cool. And then ventilation on the side. Personally, why? I don't know why you needed that on the side. You could have put it in the back and on the top, the bottom, whatever. I mean, I don't know what the internals look like, but I don't think that was necessary. You could have done something with the vinyl on the side. But regardless, it's a really clean look. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I like this one. I really like the marquee because it's backlit. It's really nice looking. It looks like he's got some sort of is that a fan on the side or something? I don't know, but I like it. I don't know what it is, but it gives off like a glow. I wonder if he has like a hole and then maybe like something like that's actually a really cool idea, is have sort of like a marquee, but have it on the side where you have like a plexiglass or some sort of design and you have a backlight behind it. That would be kind of cool. He's got buttons on the front of the control panel, which I don't disapprove of. In fact, that's something that would be kind of cool to do with mine, but my monitor actually, it's actually behind the entire thing, so I can't really do that. But, you know, there's nothing behind here. The monitor is actually this. It looks like a CRT monitor. I can't tell. Could be LCD, but it looks a little bit square for that. He's got glowing buttons that matches his color scheme. I really like this. You know, the control panel's nice. Glowing trackball. You know, I can't really say much more about it. It's pretty nice. Oh, jeez. Trashcade. Oh my god. Computer. Looks like he's got like brown packaging tape on it or something with like, oh my god. X Arcade. This is why you don't get X Arcade, people. Alright, look at this. Oh my god. What is happening? Alright. Alright, I gotta say, this one has potential. Wow, what is going on with these slits? Why are they here? Are they serve a purpose? It looks like the cables ride through them. You have cool controllers. this guy is totally awesome, dude. Look at this badass dude. He's got like a Nintendo. He matches. Oh man, what is this? I don't. Can somebody tell me what this is? I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It looks like these are actually like something Nintendo made. These joysticks don't look like they were made by this guy. It looks like they were something that was made by Nintendo. I like how you have the NES game slots and they actually have those sleeves. I've had those when I was a kid. CRT. So, I mean, it's really big and humongous and unnecessary, but it's cool. Ugh. Now, I understand, like, I was talking to a guy and he has, like, this wood fetish. And, he loves, like, really, stuff like this. Like, but for me, I feel like if you're gonna build an arcade cabinet that resembles an arcade cabinet, why do you make it look anything but an arcade cabinet? And that's what this is, right? It made it look like some sort of cabinet, like a legit cabinet. Like, look at this. You can open this up. It's got, like, this cool trim-looking stuff going on, and it's made out of, like, this cabinet-looking wood. And while it doesn't look ugly, what am I kidding? It does kind of look ugly. I mean, it looks clean, but I think the design looks ugly, and it's just not... I'm not a fan of it. It's nice. It looks like it was built really well. I'm not a fan of the style, so that's just my opinion. Let's go to the next thing. So this is cool. Super Pac-Man. I don't know how legit this is. I'm going to move on because anything that looks like a legit cabinet, I'm just going to skip it because I want to look at custom stuff. This is similar to what the one we were looking at earlier, and I like it. But again, I really question how practical this is. But regardless, really nice. I like it. There's not much to talk about though, so I'm gonna move on. All right, so this is kind of reminiscent to the style I've seen earlier, where you have the control panel being its standalone thing, and then the monitor you have its standalone thing. This one, however, it looks like it's all sort of connected, so I can't really say they're separate entities. Okay, it looks like you got a keyboard and all that. I mean, it's a little messy, honestly. While the idea of it is really cool, it's really messy. I'm not a fan of it. The button layout's okay. You know, you have a lot of options there, but I just feel like, you know, it is kind of messy and it doesn't really seam together really well. So I wouldn't, if I had to give this a rating, it's not like amazing. It's more functional than the ugly ones that I've seen though. Alright, so this one's a really stock looking one. Stock looking, as in they didn't really put a lot of personality in it. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot going on, too many joysticks, you got a spinner. I mean, it can play a lot of stuff, but it's really, it doesn't really seam together really well. It looks like the speakers are really good. The marquee is kind of and then you have a functioning coin drawer, so that's cool, but you know, it's really big and huge and like impractical. Windows XP, I mean, that's fine, but whatever. So this one, he's got like a freaking, some sort of drinking apparatus in the base. That's pretty beast. Even though I can't really, okay, so he's got it on tap on the side here. That's cool. Drink, let's say drink a game. That's cool though, the fact that you got it on tap right there. That is cool. See, that's when you're adding like utility to your cabinet. So I'm all about adding utility. My cabinet back there, it's a mini fridge, it's got a little cabinet here, and then it's got the arcade part, right? And it has a lot of utility in the arcade software itself, but the mini fridge is what kind of brings together the whole thing, right? I can put drinks in the bottom and play games. I don't have any, a lot of people say that you should build the cup holders and stuff, which kind of would be cool actually to put those on the sides of it or whatever, but that's something later on down the road. Actually, the bar top itself is, you know, everything there is a separate entity, so I can just take the bar top and put it on a table later on in its life cycle. But let's go on to the next part here. Let me just, hold on, I gotta configure my stuff here. Blah. Let me pause that. So I'm watching myself over here. Okay. Back to where I was. That's a classic cab looking. Ugh. Alright. These are cute. How small are these? They're really small. Ugh. Signs. I don't have much to say here. Oh my god. Oh my god. So much to talk about on this one. So, first off, this is a huge TV. Second off, this TV has a very small bezel. Amazing, right? Edge to edge screen. Hyperspin. This guy's got this guy knows what's going on, okay? This screen is a Logitech, or not Logitech, what is it? LG. This is an LG monitor, which I have seen people use as marquees, because you can program, there's software you can get to make a second monitor display the marquee of whatever game you have selected. For example, if you have MAME and you're into Hyperspin, you're into MAME, whatever game you're hovering over, it'll show that marquee on that second monitor. That is really, really cool. And all he had to do is change his Windows 7 background to anything arcade related, and this would match up. This would look really good. He's got, looks like a fully programmed RGB LED joystick and button array. 4-player coin slot. He's got a lit up trackpad. I don't know what this joystick is for. Plenty of buttons. It's so wide. You know, if I had to improve on this design, I would say these speakers are a little dinky for how much awesome you have right here. Look at these little speakers. Okay? What you need in this guy is like a freaking sub, like right around here. And you need like speakers like really big. I don't know if you need multiple speakers, maybe like some in here. You know, these guys, I'm sure they do a good job, but I just feel like you need more beast. You know what I mean? Like, you already went all out. You got this freaking marquee screen. You got the freaking huge TV. Like, you couldn't go any more baller than this unless you had better sound. I think you need a sub. I think you need... And I think that you ought to use this. You should dual purpose this because, you know, you have a lot of space in this base. Yeah, you got a big coin drawer. Honestly, I would have shifted this coin drawer probably to one of the sides. If I left it in the center, that would be fine. Actually, yeah, leave it in the center, but like make these like compartments or like some sort of utility. You could no, I don't say put the speakers here because you kind of do want them here where you can hear them. Maybe even right here would have been sweet. I definitely think that the sound direction is important. Maybe even add speakers to the side. Unless you plan on doing vinyl, you know, that might be a problem. You might want to figure that out, but this is a cool design. I gotta say, I really like it a lot. There's a lot to say about it. I'm just now seeing I like the stained wood look. I mean, that's cool. For that stained wood one back there we were looking at. I forget what one we were looking at, but I'm actually first person to comment. Oh my god! Alright, what's up? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but I got somebody watching, so that's cool. I don't know how like delayed it is. It looks like it's delayed by like a minute or so. So if I don't respond right away, that's cool. I don't even know what to say about this guy. All right, so let's talk about this guy for a minute, because you know how I said I like to go modern. This one achieves going modern. Because it's not really, it doesn't have a lot of depth and stuff, but there's a lot of design choices I feel like are bad for right here. One of the design choices I don't like, you see this? I actually don't like these. I don't like anything that impedes your visibility of the screen. I don't care if you know that nobody's going to be way over here. I just don't like it. Now, there's benefits to that. For example, it gets rid of glare, right? Because you have less light coming from the sides and all that. But, You know, personally, I just think that, you know, it's kind of like it just feels in the way for some reason. I don't like anything in between me and the experience. The speaker placement's good. The height looks good. The shape's a little weird, but I mean, it is what it is. There's not like a lot of personality to it. No marquee, no craziness. Really yellow for me, but I mean, whatever. You can have any color you want, man. Yellow's an arcadey color. They're really solid colors and everything. Button placement's good. I mean, everything else is good. I'm not overall. I'm not a fan because I feel like, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not right to me. It's not bad. It's just not right. So let's go on to the next one because I'm having fun with this. I don't know when I'm going to end the stream. I'm just going to keep going until I feel bored. You know, because I'm still testing everything. I need to fix my dropped frames and stuff, but that's going to be next time I stream. But, wow. This one's like a Transformer Doctor Who arcade cabinet, but it's not an arcade cabinet. It's a TARDIS with a monitor and a fold-out control panel. Wow. I don't know what to say about this, but it's interesting. So I like this one because it's not too thick. It's an X-Arcade one, though, so I mean, it looks like this one's kind of like one of those ones you can buy online or whatever, pre-cut, and just kind of put it together, but I don't know, because like, everything looks very stockish. The slots, or the slits or whatever, this opens up. I mean, everything looks like very X-Arcade stock. This one's a little short. Or maybe it's just my camera perspective. It's definitely like short and fat is like the feel you get out of this one, so whatever, you know. Why am I signed out? Alright. So, alright, there's not a lot to say about this one. It's 2-player, it's short and fat. Hold on, sorry, I gotta do this. I gotta say something to this dude. Alright, to the only guy watching. So, alright, so we got a cool sticker here. Alright, so we got some wood. Looks like that almost transitioned into that. This guy looks pretty happy about his arcade here. There's not much to say except it's huge. Look how big this arcade cabinet is. For no reason. I mean, it's so big. Look how tall it is. It's like a freaking mech warrior, man. It's so big. How much did you spend on your bar top? Alright, well, I spent around... alright, so this is a tough question. I'll go ahead and... I'm going to talk this one out. I spent a lot on my bar top. Alright, so what we got over there, alright, let's look at this here. You see this guy? I spent like $1,400 on it. And that's a lot. I didn't have to spend that much, but the reason I spent that much is because I had to buy all the tools. So I didn't have a table router, I didn't have a jigsaw, I didn't have any of the sanding stuff, I didn't have any of the tools, so that was hundreds of dollars. So if you talk about how much I spent in material, hold on, talking about it, hold on. Alright, so if you talk about how much I spent in material, the MDF, the boards, that was so cheap. Less than $100 of actual material costs. You could build a full arcade cabinet less than $100. The inconvenience of having to haul the wood to your house with a truck, that's all stuff that I avoided because I built a bar top. If I built a full cab, I would have had to have really big sheets, you know, and I would have had to have those intact to be able to cut them up into really big side pieces and everything like that. But for me, I had to take the... I had it cut. I forget the dimensions of the full boards of 5/8 inch MDF, but I had it cut into 4 pieces of equal size, and then I just put them in the back of my car, in the back seats. I was able to fit it into my side back seat door, and then have it in there. And I had to buy like 4 sheets. I have leftover wood. Because, you know, honestly, the biggest pieces are the side pieces, right? Side pieces, and I bought the table router so I could route out the edges and have a perfect duplicate. So the table routers are expensive. Okay, so the price of that $1,400 surprisingly does not include some of the computer components. I had an old gaming rig that I had just upgraded my computer, so I had an old gaming rig, motherboard, and video card, and power supply. I had a lot of stuff. I had to buy a new hard drive that was really big. So all the computer components actually were old components. So honestly, if you think about, like, how did I spend all that money? Where did all the money come from? Let me think about it, because, oh yeah, the arcade components, like the joysticks, the buttons, the iPack 2, that was like $250. I also had to buy the T-molding, which is the red T-molding is what it is. It fits in a slot that you route out on the edges there. It makes it look really classic. That cost a good amount of money. And being out in Hawaii, it really sucks because shipping is ridiculous. So I had to spend ludicrous amounts of money to ship all the stuff out here. You know, I could have, and you can't buy T-molding like that. T-molding locally, it's not anywhere. You can't find it anywhere but online, and they charge almost as much as they charge for the product to ship it out here. But it was kind of like one of those things, I was going to build this at any cost, so I bought it and I shipped it out here, and I bought more than I had to in case, you know, I didn't have enough. I bought more than I would need. So that turned out to be expensive. Let's see. What else was expensive? The iPack. I did have to buy some of the components inside, like the power strip, fans, you know, so it turned out to be kind of expensive, more than you needed, but to me it was worth it, totally worth it. The decals cost money also, the ones on the marquee and the control panel and the front, those cost money, the paint cost money, you know, it all added up. I spent way more than I had to, though. If I were to build that same arcade cabinet today, buying all the components, with the exception of the monitor, I have a second monitor just like that I've been saving in case I want to clone this arcade cabinet. If I were to build it again, I quoted a guy for $700, being a really good price for him, because I probably could build it for $500 to $600. I actually built an Amazon shopping cart with all the components, computer components, like power supply, motherboard, video card. You know, I was like, these are the components that you're going to need. The wood, the cost of the wood, the paint, all that stuff. I added it all up. $500 to $700 is what I would build it for. And that includes the buttons, the joysticks, everything. The thing about it is, it's a lot of work involved in setting one of these up. Now, the software would be really easy for the new build. The reason it would be easy is because I built my software to be able to be cloned onto another hard drive. So what I would do is I would buy a hard drive and just clone my Hyperspin build over to his, and then he would have a fully working software build on his, you know, on the arcade that I build, right? I'm saying his because I was quoting it for a friend who was going to buy one. You know, I was talking about, hey, if I were to, you know, build this for you and maybe may or may not include the software, you know, I was going to basically make it working for him but not give him all my software because that would not be cool. It's kind of cool to hold it back from him, but where you start to get into the legality of it is when you start to give people software. So I was going to make him a fully functioning and working Hyperspin build, and then the emulators and stuff, software, games, ROMs, he would have to get himself. But anyway, $700 is a pretty good price. It's really cheap because I told him, hey, if I sell it to you for $700, I'm basically working for really cheap. The amount of labor that goes into building it, and like heart and soul that goes into building it so it looks good, you know, the cost of that is far over $700. That's why on eBay and privately you can buy these for like $2K. $2,000. You see arcade cabinets. Let's go to eBay right now. Let's do it for the heck of it, right? Arcade cabinet. Alright. So you're not really getting a good view here because of the way I have it set up. So let me just kind of go over empty arcade machine, cabinet only. So the cabinets looks like alone are pretty cheap. Some of them, surprisingly, alright, you can't see the prices because of the way I have this set up. Hold on. See if I can move this somehow. Alright. This is actually pretty cheap stuff, but you're not getting like a full package out of this, right? I'm pretty impressed for this. 2 arcade games. That's actually pretty good value, you know, for that setup. But what does that come with? Let's open it. Okay. See, now you're getting more realistic here. This is what it would look like completed, right? This is what you're going to buy. You're going to buy the wood. For $299, you get the wood, maybe the plexiglass top. Okay? The value of the materials, it's actually, you could buy that stuff a lot cheaper. The wood, less than $100, you would get all that wood. You're paying $300 plus shipping to get this package, right? The plexiglass, and sure, it's all pre-cut. Is it worth that to you? That's up to you. But for me, I would build it myself. No way would I spend $300 on just the wood. That's without the buttons, without the screen, without the coin slot, speakers, everything. That's just the wood. The wood itself here, less than $100. Same thing with mine. Let's see. Let's type in bar top arcade cabinet, right? That'll get more close to what I got. Bar top arcade cabinet. So, alright, so you got like, blah, let's go to more realistic stuff here. Alright. Bar top, bar top, bar top. I'm really surprised some of these are so cheap, but they're not full bar tops, right? They're like the X Arcade. You're gonna have to go like some black market somewhere to find out like where the actual value is, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm telling you, if you bought one of these like done, right? It would cost, I'm telling you, over $1,000 easy. You're really getting a lot for your value, your money, when you build it yourself. If you buy it from someone, you know, they're always gonna cost. They're gonna inflate the cost of materials. They're gonna charge you for labor, and I mean that's fine. That labor it is worth the money if you don't want to build it yourself. If they're gonna charge you price of materials plus labor, then that's a good deal, right? That's what I was giving my buddy. Price of materials plus labor. I gave him the price of materials, and I said $200 on top of that for labor, because that's a lot of labor, you know. And I already have a software package that's going to put him near complete already. That's a good value. I see you, Spuds. I see you. Alright, that's my bro, Spuds. But, so let's get back to reviewing arcades while I'm still doing it. I'm just doing a test, if you're watching this. Testing live stream. Alright, so let's talk about this. This is a cocktail cabinet, which is really nice. It looks just like the ones that we saw on eBay for like $300. The top of the control panel is nice. You can put drinks on it. That's what I'm actually going to build a bar top, or not bar top, a cocktail, because you can use it like a table, you know? Like, that's totally cool. Put drinks on it, put, like, food on it, eat food on it, whatever. I mean, you get a con if it's plexiglass, because it'll get scratched up really easily, but if you were able to cut glass, like a tempered glass like this somehow, I don't know how, but if you could get, like, a tempered glass table, and then somehow get it on there, that'd be kind of sweet. The screen, it's a CRT, which, you know, I'm all about LCD, but, you know, it does a good job. Viewing angles, I'm sure, pretty good and all that. It looks like you got 3 to 4 players on this one, which is crazy. Actually, you got 2 players on this side, and then a player here and a player here. I don't know if there's a player here or not, but that's a lot of players. You could play like probably one of those NBA games or whatever. True, there is a delay. Yeah, let's see here. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, I will build one of these cocktails eventually. I don't like where his fan is. I try to make it like out of the way where you can't see it, if at all possible. But you know, it is what it is. It's pretty nice. I'm not a fan of chrome T-molding, but it doesn't look bad. And overall, it's pretty clean. Next. Alright, this is the ugly one we saw earlier. It's not ugly, but I don't like it. Diablo 3. Alright, so this one's newer, because it's Diablo 3, not super old or anything. The control panel is set up for, what, 1 player? 1 joystick. And then what is up with this button placement? I guess you could have it flipped, so if you had a right or left-handed gamer. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense. First off, there's no bezel, so the monitor's just straight up. This looks like a really garbage sticker. Or they didn't sand the wood down or something, because you got like a really thick texture here. And yeah, I mean, overall it's cool, but I mean, what is the deal? That's a really crappy joystick too, man. I don't like those. They got the button on top, that's cool, but I don't like the joystick. So square. I don't know. That's all I gotta say about this one. Really square, no rounded edges. So I mean, I think that rounded edges kind of adds that attention to detail that I really like. But yeah, there isn't any here, so you kind of got like this straight up corner, and that's fine. But I mean, it doesn't really give you like any personality. Look at the control panel, how it's so, like, if it were me and I was building this, I would have had a rounded ergonomic control panel. I would have had, like, this kind of rounded off, kind of like I do on mine. And, yeah, I don't know what is up with this kind of, like, triangle-looking shape here. Like, you got, like, an angle here. I don't know if I would have done that, but to each his own. It's not bad. I don't like how it's kind of really like just a box like shoved onto another box. That's what I don't like. And the bezel, I mean, you got a really small screen for a really big cabinet. I don't know. It's just not, I'm not a fan of it. It's not bad, but it has room for improvement. There's another X Arcade stick. I don't like those. Alright, oh man, this one's beautiful. So this one looks almost like a... Okay, PS3. So I don't know if somebody built this or what. Looks like they got Mortal Kombat for the PS3 in there. I don't know. This looks like a superimposed image or something, because that's too clear. It doesn't look like it's actual footage of it playing, but it's a nice cabinet. You know, overall the shape of it isn't ugly. It's got really nice art on it. It looks like this is almost designed like on the computer because of how clear it is, but overall it looks like a good design. I like the curves. I like this curve on the top, I really do. The speakers, they look sufficient sized. This looks like almost an X Arcade layout, which I'm getting tired of it, but oh yeah, so I really love this guy. Look at this guy. So it went with the Nintendo design we saw earlier, but not only do we have more than 2 buttons, which is amazing. God, I really love this. Like, it's clean. Got 6 buttons a player. Even though it says BA, that's pretty funny that there's like 6 buttons. The colors match. Everything's color coordinated. The TV is sufficient size. It's thin. It's not really big. It's modern. You know, there are things you got to worry about with using a big TV or monitor, like latency. But as long as you're in a game mode on a monitor or a TV, or if you're using a monitor, you shouldn't have to worry about latency so much. But yeah, overall, I think this is pretty nice. If this marquee lights up, then I'd say that would be a really good package right there. And the fact it's so square, it kind of works because the Nintendo was square. So I really like this. Oh, yeah, okay. I do want to make a 5-man cabinet eventually. I know this is probably delayed and everything, but I won't make a 5-man cabinet, but I will make a 4-man cabinet. That's the plan. Oh, look at this cute thing, man. Is that a joystick? What is that? I've seen people make little arcades out of, oh, is that a screen? Is that an LCD screen on that little thing? You can't see very well. I can't zoom any more than I already have. But, let's go on to the next one, though. Because I can't really say much about that. Ugh! Dude, I need to, like, have, like, a ugliest arcades segment. Not to hate on people, because I want to encourage people to build. I really do. Because it's really fun to build arcades, and I want to encourage everybody to build one if they want to do it, because you have all the help in the world, you know, online and everything. But like this is just ugly. A box and some junk going on here. Ugh, the wood. Ugh, sand. Measure. You know. Ugh, that's all I gotta say. And also this. Anti-glare things, but still, whoa! I didn't mean to click on the picture. Let me go back. Alright. Really afraid. Oh, man. I'm not gonna look at that guy. Alright, this guy. I really like the single piece of glass here. I don't know if he's got it glued on or what. It's clean, it's nice. This is kind of like a wood. You know, it doesn't look bad. You know, it's practical because it's a cocktail. You can put stuff on it. It has only one player, so it looks like he's got Space Invaders. That's really nice. I don't know what the deal is. 2 buttons and a trackball. So I mean, you got some MAME games that'll give you. You know, you could get Pac-Man, you could get Space Invaders, and some other really good classics on there. I wonder how big this is. I can't tell, but. You know, it's pretty nice. It's not bad or anything. I don't hate it, but I feel like I would do things differently, but, you know, everybody has their own preference. This guy, let's see some art. Alright. Wow. I don't know what the deal with this is. Looks plastic. I'm just gonna move on. What is going on here? I'm trying to figure out what this is. This is just like a poster type of thing, or this is a wall. There's the molding, crown molding, or whatever. Is that a stool? Can't tell. It looks like a stool. What is this? What is this? No, you can't see that, but I can't tell. Okay, so you got like a weird button setup too. I mean, at first I was like, really immersive, right? Really cool. But now I'm looking at it and I'm just like, okay, 1 player. Okay. You know, whatever. No, I think you should have more. I guess if it's a PS3 game, you could play it online, and that would be like your PS3 buttons, maybe, and then it would be really cool, right? Because then you could play online, be beating people's ass while you're like, you know, using the arcade controls. Speakers built in here. I mean, it looks fun, but 1 player, I think it would be cool to have multiple players and have like MAME set up on the thing. But all right, so let's talk about this guy. So this is exactly what we were looking at earlier. Looks like it's painted now white. Oh, you know what I really like about this? The wheels on the bottom. Dude, a big cabinet like this, having it easy to move around, I'm sure would be like totally awesome. Laser guns? I just saw your laser gun comment, adding laser guns to the cabinet. Actually, I consider that. I'd love to bring you over there, but I can't. Because I don't have wheels on that, and I can't wheel it over here, and your webcam is stuck here. But I'd love to open my drawer and say I have room in there for like these guns you can buy, and if I could get them to work, there's some really cool games that is on there that would use those guns. So that'd be totally cool. But I don't know. We'll see. I looked at them online, and I gotta buy them and test them and do all that. But it's definitely something that I'm gonna do in my ultimate cabinet that I'm gonna build someday. That's gonna be like 4 players, sort of like this one. Actually, I would love to build this right here. Because I love the fact that you have this programmable screen at the top for any marquee. It's huge. I feel like it's a little big for how close you are, so I might do some of the cabinets. If we fall onto it as I go through the next ones, I'll tell you what I plan on doing. Wow. Alright. Alright, this guy is cool, man. Look at this. Look at this guy. So I'll tell you what I like about this guy. First off, it's fully custom. You got a glowing side here. The shape is not plain. It's unique. You got all kinds of leg room here. So if you had bar stools, leg room, and it comes in, it'll kind of be like you can put your legs. So for example, my cabinet, if I have bar stools here, right, my knees hit the fridge because it's a flat front. This guy doesn't have that, right? Your legs have plenty of room, man. Oh man, look at this. You got like a really old looking, authentic like monitor meter thing. I don't know what it does, but it's cool. Oh man, Monster Arcade. So this is really nice, man. I gotta say, the control panel I feel like could be better, but for what it is, it's really nice. It looks like it's a pre-built one, like an X Arcade, but it looks really nice. So kudos to whoever built this. It's like a work of art and totally cool. Unless somehow this is like a stock arcade somewhere, like somebody professionally built this. But I don't think so. I think this is custom. Let's keep going. Ugh. That's all I gotta say about this guy. Like, look at this. I mean, Matrix Arcade. I mean, ugh. Square. I mean, just kind of like, I mean, it's not too thick at this point, right? But then all of a sudden you go fat. Right? Like, this is cool. This part, I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden you get fat. It just comes out. Why? No reason. I mean, and then just go back into here, right? This whole fat part, irrelevant. No point in it. You got plenty of room for computer components and like just this. You don't even need this big ass front. Unless you plan on making a ton of money on this coin slot. You know, I mean, you could have had a coin slot with just this back part, but whatever. So this is a modular design, which you can buy these, obviously, because, I mean, just look at it, right? You got this part, this comes off, the stock slits, everything's really, yeah, side speaker port, really stock, but it's modular, right? So it's cool. You could have a classic setup, or you could just use this with a TV, and this is kind of what I think I will do, is build the control panel, and then have a TV on the wall, and then play like that. I think that that's how I'll do it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Because that would be even cool with the guns that you were talking about, because I could just be like, big TV, and then we could play like the, what's the one game that, by the time you guys get it, by the time I get your comment, because of the delay, I won't get your feedback, but what's that one game? It's like some, I know I was talking to my buddy about it the other day, that's really popular. You see it in a lot of the arcades with the guns and the, you hit a button to duck behind cover and like all that. That would be really cool with this kind of setup right here. Because you got all kinds of like stuff to shoot at right there. Alright, so that's, you know, pretty classic. I'm not going to review that one. There's the X Arcade again. That's why I hate them. You see them everywhere, dude. And they're like the pre-builds. Like, I just feel like there's not enough personality in it. There's that one again. Really nice. But, you know, it's not, it doesn't have enough utility for me. If I was building like a crap ton of arcade cabinets and I had a big game room, it'd be great. But I wanted to build my cabinet and have it multi-function, like lots of games on it. You know, if I had to review my own cabinet, there's a lot I would change on a second time around, but it was my first time building it, so yeah, Time Crisis. God dang it. You have to know everything, don't you? Alright, well, good. Nice. Alright, I had to say nice to him. That's my buddy. So let's see, look at this guy. Ugh. That's all I got. This is a classic, it looks like, almost. Just gonna, oh my god. Let's talk about this guy. This guy was a lot of work. So, it's really impressive, I gotta say. It's got a personality to it. It looks like it's not done. Looks like T-molding. I don't know. Maybe it has LCD strips or something. I don't know. Something isn't done with it. I feel like it could be better. But I like the LEDs. I like the industrial kind of stuff you got going on here in the bottom. I like the Mortal Kombat decals. Player 1, Player 2. That is awesome. House of the Dead. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Time Crisis. All those shooting games. I'm looking at the comments, but yeah, those would be awesome. So yeah, I think that for this, I feel like the TV's a little low, but maybe it's just because the camera's like really high up. If it was like person level, maybe it would be perfect. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's too low, but maybe it's not. It's really big, so you got to have a lot of room for an arcade like this. I mean, I really like the experience of having the control panel here and the TV a little further back when it's going to be that big, but I feel like you're losing practicality with that. Like, who's going to have room for this anywhere? Because this is a custom build, so I mean, where are you going to have room for this unless you have a gigantic basement? And if you plan on having this as your only arcade cabinet, I mean, you gotta love Mortal Kombat to freaking have like that much room dedicated to one game. I don't know if it plays multiple, but your button layout is very Mortal Kombat only. I don't know what's going on here. This is huge, dude. It's so big. I mean, it looks cool. You got graffiti art on it. It's really unique and stuff, but what are these? These look like pre-built little, things. I can't tell. I don't like it, dude. I'm just gonna go on to the next one because it's not bad or nothing, but it's kind of huge. I like the environment they're playing in, though, the bricks and everything. Alright. Yeah. So anyone that kind of doesn't understand terms that I'm using, marquee, speaker panel, traditional, bezel, control panel, coin door, T-molding. That was kind of convenient. Alright, so this is kind of awesome because I see a lot of these around, and I don't know if they're pre-builds. Or pre-built kits that people buy, but I really like them because they got a really flat control panel that your legs can fit under. Stool, it's got a good stool experience with it, right? It's really flat. TV, speakers, marquee. It's got like everything I love. Looks like speakers here and here. It's got everything I love. It's got a good shape to it. The only thing I feel about this guy is, you know, it's one player, but if you could switch out the control panel for like multiple players, that would be really cool. Have a modular control panel, right? Just take that guy and put a different one on there. That would be cool. And actually, I think I've seen somebody build this exact sort of thing, except they had this as like so modular they could take this up and then put another one down, and then this would be a functioning computer at that point. It would have a keyboard and mouse, flat desk, and then whenever they wanted to play the arcade stuff, they would just pop this guy on and then have the arcade experience, but normally you could have the desktop experience. So that was cool, having the modular control panel. But I can't say I know what this guy does with this, but that would be really practical because then you could use it as a desk as well as an arcade. There's another X arcade. I'm just gonna skip all the X arcades. What's this guy got going on? So I mean, this one, it's really big. That's all I gotta say. If you got like a big arcade room, then this is cool. Look at the slanted control panel. Notice that it's slanted. A lot of people do flat. I have a slight incline on mine. Not as dramatic as this, but I think what I like best is this front part. You see how this is curved? And there's no like T-molding bar. On mine, I have that. Now, what your actual wrists can rest on that, and you'll get like a kink on, like you'll be resting on that, and it can be uncomfortable. But that curve would alleviate some of that. So that's kind of nice. I really like that. It's more ergonomic. Let's keep going. I'm actually going to quit here in a minute. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I was hoping that we could find some really interesting builds here. I'm just on Google Image. There's that one again. I've seen that one a lot. Must be like somebody's build. Oh, wow. Wow, it's so big. You know what? We just saw that. It must be a pre-made or something because we just saw this. Same top, same build, same red speaker things. Yeah, that must be like a pre-built one. Okay, this has another one of those taps right here. It's kind of cool. Anything unique? There's another slanted one. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I gotta say. You know, I just wanted to test my stream out. It looks like I lost 16% of my frames because of my bit rate. I need to lower it and go down to 720p. But so far, I hope the stream's been a good experience and everything. I've been streaming for what, an hour and 20 minutes now, so that's pretty good. First time streaming. I just wanted to test it out on YouTube. because I wanted to see if my community or whatever would be interested in some. Oh yeah, since you guys may have tuned in late, my whole intent was to test it out because I want to do a scheduled live stream on the weekends with my subscribers. So I got like a 2,000 subscriber base, and what I want to do is, a lot of the people that subscribe to me do it because of the arcade builds. So what I would like to do is offer to answer questions. A lot of people email me personally and say, hey, I need help with this emulator, setting this up, setting up Hyperspin, and sadly with Hyperspin I haven't played with the newest version, so my my knowledge is out of date and my tutorial is out of date. So people watch my tutorial and find out it's out of date and it's not working with the current version of Hyper HQ and stuff. So they they end up asking me, hey, can you help me out? And I'm like, I don't even know what the newest version is. So maybe, on the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to schedule, probably not this weekend, but maybe the weekend after that, I'm going to schedule a live stream. I'm going to send it out to my subscribers. Hey, come join me, and we're going to do a Q&A. You guys ask me questions, I'll give you answers. Sadly, there's a big delay, but conveniently, the chat isn't delayed, so that's convenient. I'll be able to go in and see the chat and answer the questions, and that'll be cool because I know a lot of you guys have questions. All right, maybe I can even set up Hyperspin like from scratch in front of you guys, show you my process. You guys will be like, how do I set this up? And I'll be like, all right, and then I'll set it up for you from scratch right here, like in the build that I put up. So I'll probably start from nothing, right? I'll be like, all right, so let's download and patch Hyperspin. Let's show you how it works. And one guy's saying that would be great. Hopefully it's for what I'm talking about since it's so delayed. And that's cool because, I'm excited about it. I love doing arcade stuff. I actually have to upgrade this guy back here. So he's running an outdated version of Hyperspin. I would love to update that and, maybe even do that live. Why not? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'll do that the same one. I want to do the Q&A live stream as a separate entity where I can help you guys out with your issues. You guys can even, maybe even Skype me and we'll do it live on the air. And we could even work through your problem live. And that'd be kind of cool. So what you could do is, I'll give out my Skype, or I'll make a new Skype just for this. And then you guys can call me and say, hey, I'm having a problem with this emulator. These are my symptoms. And I'll be like, all right, well, let's check this out, man. And I'll be like, did you check this and this? And I'll fix people right on the spot. It'll be amazing. But, yeah, it would be kind of cool to be able to help some guys out. I actually had somebody email me recently saying, hey, man, I've been trying this thing for 2 days. I need your help. And I was like, all right, have you tried this? And I sent him an email back. But unless we can actually have that dialogue, either over the YouTube chat or over a Skype conversation, we're not going to be able to drill things down. But I figure I'll make myself available one of these weekends for that, and that'll be cool. If you guys have any suggestions on things, like, you want me to make a video, I know everyone wants me to make another Hyperspin tutorial video. That I do plan on doing that. I wanted to upgrade my cabinet first. That way I could know the ropes, I know how to configure everything, and then I will do a in-depth tutorial and updated tutorial on how to do it. I think that my tutorial, along with my hardware and software overviews, gave me the most views and subscribers. That's what people want to see, and that's cool. I mean, I'll show them that stuff. I can't always show you that stuff. So if you're subscribed to me because you want to see that stuff, I will be doing those things. Unfortunately, because I don't build arcade cabinets every day, you're not going to see me go through a build every day. But I would love to. I know within the next year or two, I am going to be building a 4-player full arcade cabinet. I don't know. It's going to have the guns like you're talking about. It's going to have all the stuff, the most up-to-date build, the most sophisticated build that I can build with everything. So that will be coming down the pipe, and any builds I do along the way, I will publish those because I do enjoy doing that. And then you'll also see my game content. If you want to watch me play video games, I'm on Twitch. Even though there's this big thing right now, people are arguing about Twitch TV, about the admins being kind of offensive to some people, and but I'm still going to be a Twitch user for now. I'm going to stream my gameplay to Twitch. You can find me on there as FitDread. I have all my archived videos that I have bookmarked and stuff of me playing League of Legends with my friend. And I also have FitDread Video YouTube channel where I put some of the highlights of the better stuff. And yeah, so it's all good, man. Sorry so late. What are you sorry about, bro? All good. But yeah. So this stream was like a spur of the moment thing, man. I was on Reddit today and I saw people were talking about Twitch and how people were having problems with the admins, and people were wanting to know alternate sources. And I knew streaming was a alternate source. People were saying you had to have at least 100 subscribers. And with all the publicity I've gotten from the arcade cabinet stuff, I have like 2,000 subscribers. So I was like, what would be kind of fun is doing a live stream to my subscribers about the arcade stuff, since that's kind of what brought me the subscribers to begin with. And I get emails all the time about arcade questions and stuff. So, I figure I'd help some people out. And, because encouraging people to build arcades and put pictures online so I can judge your arcade cabinet with this arcade cabinet reviews. I mean, that's great. I mean, let's do another one. I mean, look at this guy. Racing cabinets. Dang, dude, I haven't seen any of those, like, flipping through here. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to wrap up my live stream. It was just a test. I don't know who thumbs down me. It's a test, bro. It's a test, bro. Alright. Anyway, this is FitDread. I'm going to end the broadcast. I don't even know how to do that. Alright, yeah, I do. And, just leave suggestions down in the comments for when you would like to see the live stream, and maybe kind of go ahead and post questions in advance. That way I can address them when I start the live stream, or, whatever. So, anyway, I'll see you when that time comes. This is FitDread once again, and I am signing off.